Are we okay? We got to fucking... We've got to do the fucking shit that we need for fucking drug abuse. No! Are you listening? Oh, you're gonna like this. You're really gonna fucking like this.
Sean from Middle Grounded. I did the dog tag error again, and I'm really angry because this was a great video before I had to restart it. But we're going to talk about Lorne Armstrong's defense of the chat log and why it is infuriating. Shin Koala brought up a good point about evidence and discovery packages. What Lorne never understood is that as a prosecutor, you don't want 400 and something pages. Or like 10,000 words or something ridiculous, maybe even more than that. You want the parts that are going to help you win the case. And the defense wants the parts that are going to help them, defeat it. I don't know if that's the word you use, but anyway. So Lorne, in his infinite wisdom, decides that they intentionally left out those portions of the chat log where she was talking about her parents, or Lorne initially actually tried to act like he cared when all he wanted to do was wait for her to get home, ask her how her day was, and then immediately go into sex talk. I had a plan to make a Lorne Armstrong chat simulator, and in that simulator, you would just get the same responses over and over from him, leading you to that ultimate spank bank for him. He still believes Sherry Twist, Xavier Von Erck, and Chris Hansen spent a ton of money to frame them, even though all they did was sit back and watch the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, the police, perverted justice do their thing. They didn't frame anybody, Lorne. In your head, if a 14-year-old girl showed up at your trailer and she said, "Oh my God, you're Lorne Armstrong from NBC. I've always wanted to sleep with somebody famous," Lorne would say, "Well, I gotta be careful, I don't want to go to jail." And to him, that's saying no. He would do it and say, "Well, I told her no." Lorne, that's what you did in the chat log. You told a 13-year-old kid that you loved her. You told a 13-year-old kid that you wanted to have kids. That's like some serious Lorneception there. He claims that it was doctored. Lorne, you're a nobody from Cornville who stole from an old lady, probably others. You had previous victims before this. No one had to edit anything. No one. He doesn't understand that the font could be different for the pages that were printed out. Lorne, you spoke 82% of the time to her 18%, my friend. You had more words than she did. And I'm not saying that it was a huge amount, but you had more. But the time you spoke, the time you had control of the conversation was 82% to her 18%. It's mind-blowing how he could even insinuate that they lured him there. I never meant to go there. His reasons that he didn't, he wanted to go, he didn't want to go there, but he couldn't help it. He got there anyway. He couldn't turn around. The storms and blood. I bought the condoms because I was going to go out and score with babes that night. I had friends just waiting to buy me alcohol. No, Lorne, you told somebody it was your birthday, and they said likely, "Oh man, we got to have a drink, man. This would be great." You thought you outsmarted the system. You thought that doing all that crap on MySpace and Yahoo and everything else, it was going to be hard for them to track you. Your plan was so convoluted. You called it a C card, thinking that nobody would understand it was a calling card. Lorne, you went as far as to use acronyms and abbreviations. I hate you. I hate you with a passion when it comes to this. I don't understand why he thinks he can defend it on his channel. I'll show you where I said no in that chat log. And the only time he ever said no close to that was, "I don't want to go to jail." Well, you did, Lorne. You did. That's not saying no. You asked a girl to count her hairs. Think about that. My daughter was 13 years old. Guys from India were asking her for pictures of her feet. you want to talk about enraging and blood boiling. They create these accounts, ask these young girls for pictures of their feet, which I'm sure some of them were like, oh my God, let's do it, let's tease him. I don't know, but then they deleted their accounts, and then they probably created new ones, and they go around asking these young girls first their feet, then their legs. This is exactly what Lorne did. First it was, I love you, here, see me naked, or whatever, in what order. Then he said, let's get married, then let's have kids. I want to say one more thing. I think Tony, Farmer, and Wendy probably over the years have edged him, pushed him to the fact that it was a thought crime and that he was lured there. And I think that's part of the reason he started to go over there. They tolerated and go, yeah, no, Lorne, because he probably brought it up 1,000 times. He has nothing to talk about ever. And I think even the one time they tried to give Lorne credit for saying something funny, I think it was Farmer that when he was going off about one ball, bitch, Angelo, and he said, half a kid. I truly believe Farmer probably was like, yeah, as Lorne was raging about one ball, bitch, he's probably like, yeah, man, he's going to have half a kid. And Lorne was like, ding, 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 ding. That is a great statement. I wish I would have thought of that in my 87 brain. I said it before, the fact that he thinks that all of these people are still tormenting him, that they would even risk their reputation, like Sherry Twist, when Emma claimed to be Sherry Twist, I think they would risk their job, their reputation, going to prison for this nobody who lives in a trailer of failure, who's one of the most pathetic human beings on the planet. Now, I hate to be so volatile when I talk about him, but this guy tried to defend everything he said in that chat log. He made that redemption channel. He told Debbie, I never meant to go there, and then eventually admitted it for the most part. 400 pages, Lorne, or whatever it was, something over 400 pages long. The prosecutor's eyes lit up. Your defense was like, okay, let's oh my God, this guy's toast. Just like when the agent, or I guess it was the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation agent, came in while they were interviewing Travis Fowler and said, this guy's toast. Lorne, they wouldn't have said that if you hadn't spent all, I'll give you credit, Lorne. I'll give you some credit. You did come up with a convoluted plan. However, if you would have stuck to 1 or 2 days, if you didn't have to have all of this planning, if you didn't have to have all of this grooming and having to save up money to go get gas, and you spent like a day and a half talking to her, you might have gotten a lesser sentence. Maybe. But because your chat log was so long, you're on the RSO list for life. You're on probation for eternity. Because you are a danger to children and women and to yourself. And to even think you can defend that chat log, there's a problem there, buddy. There's a problem. I might have given him more credit, even more, if his phone calls weren't so disgusting. If he really sounded like he was in love. If he really sounded like, I love you so much, baby. I just want to get married. I want to take care of you. I want to be a provider. But they weren't, Lorne. They weren't. Are you anxious to touch my penis? To a 13-year-old kid. So mixed with the chat log, there was a smoking gun. You were done. You knew you were going to be done. You knew what would happen if you got caught. And when you got there, supposed to be 13, stupid move. You admitted it. I meant when she was 18. No, you didn't, Lorne. No, you didn't. I wasn't really going to do anything. Yes, you were, Lorne. You were asking for a kiss. Your stupid little bounding up to the door. Hey, girl. And everything you said. Oh, my God. Are you as nervous? Lorne, you asked her specifically to wear certain things. And you didn't question her because you were afraid. If you questioned Casey Morrow about why she wasn't wearing what you wanted, why her hair wasn't what you wanted, you were afraid she was going to get mad. and you wanted to keep her happy and under control, and you didn't want her to possibly get sick of your bullshit. So Lorne, you got what you deserved. Had you taken responsibility, stopped drinking, and not talked to these catfish women, you might have gotten off the RSO list. Tim Isaac, he's off the RSO list. There are more, because they admitted what they did. They followed probation. They didn't drink. But you did all of those things. You'll hear a lot of... Lorne is so stupid, he couldn't even say the predator phrase, "It wasn't my intention." Because that's what they all say. That's what criminals say. It wasn't my intention. If you want to spot a liar, one of the things that we learned and I stick to is that these predators, absolutely not. Murderers, absolutely not. When they go to extreme to say they weren't going to do something with the word absolutely, there's a good chance that they are lying. Trust me on this. So if your wife or your husband says absolutely not, if they're cheating on you, be cautious. I'm not saying they're lying, because maybe they were raised that way, but a lot of guilty people say absolutely. Lorne never said it. I expected him to say absolutely not, but he's not smart enough. Never meant to go there. Anyway, that was my morning ramblings. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Hey Boo and JC for those little compliments you gave me. They sure do mean a lot. Thank you for subscribing if you have, and for sharing. I know I'm not as good as everyone else. I am trying. I just want to talk about what the community talks about and my own thoughts on it. So I will see you in the next one.
What?